It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talks Flicks podcast. I'm your host, the Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. I welcome the podcast where me, the Captain, talks about movies, TV, sports, flicks, anything you can see on the two-board screen. I like to get on here and give my unique perspective, because after 47 years of being on planet Earth, I've developed a unique perspective about these movies, TV, sports, and flicks, and I like to get into about it. Because just maybe you care. And according to the stats, it looks like you do care. I want to give a big shout out to Pakistan. Got some plays over in Pakistan this past week. Gracias, gratitude, Dodoraba, in Pakistan. I know some people from Pakistan, and they are very cool people. So nice, so smart, so interesting. Some very cool people. So I met some of your brethren. They're very cool, awesome, and just FYI, back in the day I went to school to be a radio DJ, but never got a job. I think I never got a job because I thought local and not global. If I just would have maybe thought a little more global, then maybe that would enable me to become a radio DJ. But it didn't. It allowed me to become the greatest podcaster in the Matrix. Something to debate, might be true, might not be true, but I said it on the internet, so it's gotta be true, right? Because everything on the internet is facts, not facts, true, false, propaganda, fake news, the Matrix, milk, water, orange juice, grape juice, energy drinks, pop, soda. I don't know. I didn't make the internet. Ask the people that made the internet. So when you're online, just be aware, just watch out. Anyways, I can ramble all day, but I won't. Let's get right to the podcast. But first, a word from our sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I rap. And a while back, I rapped again. I dropped a track called Chorizo. Because I love chorizo so much, I made a song about it. Chorizo is one of my most favorite things to eat in the world. And if you've not had it, I highly recommend it. You eat it. It's pretty good. So if you want to hear the track that the Captain did with his experimental spoken word style over ambient, crazy, spacey beats of me talking about chorizo, and check it out, I'll put the link below. Now, let's get on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back again. And I'm going to get right into it right away. Last night, I saw a movie that I've been wanting to watch for a while. And I saw it last night. And I saw it and I tried to do the podcast. But after seeing the movie, it had me just thinking about things and questioning things. And the podcast was absolutely horrible. It wasn't really horrible, but it just was all over the place. It didn't flow very well. I don't know what was going on. I think I was a little discombobulated from seeing the flick. It was crazy. But anyways, I did that, and now I'm doing it again, right? I'm trying to get, and I do feel a little more refreshed, a little more energized, so this podcast is flowing just a little bit better. So anyways, the movie I'm talking about is Hypnotic by Robert Rodriguez. I've been wanting to watch for a while. It came out in the theater a few months back. I feel it didn't get noticed as much because there's a lot of other big movies that were out at the time. I was talking to someone today about it. They ain't even heard about it. I was like, you never heard about it? How'd you never heard about it? Probably because it's buried beneath all those other big releases in the last few months. But anyways, you got to check it out. It was over on Peacock. That's what I'm going to talk about today. But before I get into that, a couple things. First of all, there will be spoilers. And second of all, I do own some shares in the parent company of Peacock. I just want to be clear and transparent to let you know that. Now that I told you that, let's get into Hypnotic. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to say this. I was watching Hypnotic. Very good movie. Watching it, it's about people with psychic powers and Ben Affleck's trying to find out what happened to his kid, right? And it feels just like a regular standard thriller action type movie. But in the third act of the movie, they just reveal to Ben Affleck's character it's all fake, bro. You were just sitting in this chair. It was all imaginary. It was all fake. Imagine we were messing with your mind. We were psyching your mind, right? It's almost kind of like Matrix-like. When Neo wakes up from the Matrix, it's similar to that, but Ben Affleck is not in the Matrix. Ben Affleck's mind is just being manipulated by these psychic people. So he's experiencing one thing, but he's really not. And he wakes up and realizes it, wow, So kind of like Matrix, kind of not. Kind of it's just slightly different. It's not technology, more psychic ability. But nonetheless, it's the same thing where your mind thinks a certain thing when it's not that way. The Matrix is that way, and so is this Hypnotic. Now, just like when I saw The Matrix, after I watched Hypnotic, I'm looking around my house. I'm looking around, thinking like, is this fake? Because in the movie, Affleck just sitting in his chair, and they're like, he's kind of like out of it. He's been drugged up, and they're doing suggestions to him, so he kind of sees in his mind certain things. And I'm like thinking, like, am I just sitting in a chair somewhere, someone whispering to me, and I'm like drugged up? It's like, this is all imaginary. Like, it's great. So the same thing happened to me when I watched The Matrix back in the day. I saw The Matrix, and I thought the same thing. Like, am I in The Matrix, bro? Like, is this real? And I think last night when I went to do the podcast, because I was kind of feeling those vibes and thinking that the podcast turned out horrible, like I said earlier. So I paused and I slept on it, and I got to revisit the podcast today, and it's flowing better. But ladies and gentlemen, I was out and about this morning before I started this podcast. And when I was out and about in the real world, I was going shopping, buying groceries, going places. I was looking around like, is this fake, bro? I'm seeing people, and I'm seeing things, and I'm hearing sounds, and I'm looking around like, man, am I sitting in a chair somewhere? This is all fake. Like, like I really thought that. Now, obviously, I don't believe that. I'm not a crazy man. Although you may hear this podcast and think, yeah, you kind of are, bro. But I'm not that crazy. I understand that I really live here. You know, I mow lawns. I pay bills. You know, I do podcasts. I exercise. I know it's all real. But a small part of me walked around like, is this all fake? Now, when I see films similar to this, like Truman Show, The Matrix, Hypnotic, there's a lot of movies that are similar to this. And every time I watch them for like a couple days after, I'm just walking around like, this is all fake. It passes, it wears off, it goes away. But that initial viewing, it does kind of spark those thoughts. And then going into the movie Hypnotic, I just saw the trailer, nothing else. So I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't sure what to expect with it. I watched a lot of Robert Rodriguez films. And one thing I say about watching his films is that they're not very predictable. I've seen a lot of his films, and every time I've seen them, I didn't know what to expect. So going into this, I didn't know what to expect. And I was pleasantly surprised because in a world where a lot of the movies and shows feel so formulaic and routine, and you can predict what's going to happen next, I didn't see what was going on in this film coming. But one of the effects of this film, of me watching it, was I walked around thinking things is fake. I'm doing the podcast last night, and I'm like, is this microphone like really a microphone? Or is this just like a broomstick and someone's manipulating my mind to make me think this is a microphone? Because in the show Hypnotic, like Ben Affleck is thinking he's seen a certain thing. But when they show the reality of it, it's just like a metal tube or like a cheap sign with a like handwritten on there. But in his mind, it's just very detailed, sophisticated items and landscape. So I'm sitting in this recording space, and I'm like, well, maybe this microphone is not really a microphone stand. This computer's not real. Maybe it's just like cardboard, and I'm imagining it, right? It's craziness. But this is what happened when I saw the film. Now, I highly recommend you go check it out. And maybe it will hit you like that. Maybe it won't. I don't know if you've seen The Matrix or not. Did The Matrix hit you like that? Did you feel that way after watching The Matrix? I'm talking about the first Matrix, the very first Matrix. After walking away from The Matrix, whether you've seen it recently or whether you've seen it back in 99 like I did you walk away from it after seeing it for the first time thinking like, bro, like, is this all real? Because I did that. And even when I saw the Matrix 4, that was in 2021, I saw and the same vibe came back. I was thinking like, bro, is this like real? Like, am I in a chair somewhere, stuck somewhere, plugged into a computer, right? And periodically comes back. It's been a concept I've been infatuated with and interested in for a long time. You ever heard that concept, talk about your brain's in a vat? Like your brain in a vat, and you're not really experiencing reality. Your brain just sitting in a jar somewhere, and all this is imaginary. I actually did a song called Brain in a Vat back in the day because I just love that idea and concept. Now, I wouldn't want my brain to be in the vat. And also, I wouldn't want to be in the Matrix. And also, I wouldn't want to be Ben Affleck in that chair having his brain messed with. I would like to believe that this is all reality and my body or my brain's not stuck somewhere else, sitting somewhere, being manipulated. But to be completely real, guys, we cannot be 100% positive that this is not happening. I read somewhere a long time ago, some places we're all just computers and we're not like even real. It sounds crazy, like I said, and madness. Now, the mindset that I have about this is that even if I was in Robert Rodriguez's movie, Hypnotic, and I was in that chair, and this is not reality right now, and I'm sitting in a chair somewhere, someone's manipulating my brain, or I'm plugged into the Matrix like Neo, or I'm in the Truman Show and it's all fake, whatever. Let's say it's all true. Let's just pretend it's all true. I don't care, bro. I'm gonna keep doing podcasts. Whether these are digital fake Matrix podcasts, whether I'm sitting in a chair, my brain being like messed with, I don't care. Whether I'm in the Truman Show and it's all for show and I'm owned by a corporation, I don't care, bro. I'm gonna keep doing these podcasts. Irrelevant. As long as this microphone is a microphone to me and it's not a broomstick, as long as I keep spitting to this, as long as I have the brain power or my brain's in a jar somewhere, I don't care, bro. It's irrelevant. I'm going to keep spitting these podcasts. So, ladies and gentlemen, out there in cyberspace, wherever you're on planet Earth, maybe you've thought about this before. Maybe you already seen Hypnotic and you walked around where you live. It's like, bro, is my brain being messed with? You might have thought that. It affected me that way. But also, I do think a little abstractly. And if you like my mom, maybe you thought the same thing. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. I'm pretty sure you're not in a chair somewhere and your brain's not being manipulated. Because if you could hear this podcast, I'm pretty sure they would not manipulate your brain to hear me. I guarantee that. If you're hearing this podcast, they won't be playing my podcast in your brain. They'd be playing something else, not me. So if you're hearing this podcast right now, chances are you are not in the Matrix. Chances are you are not in a chair somewhere like Ben Affleck and Hypnotic. Chances are you're not in the Truman Show. Because if you were, I'm sure they would not be playing the Captain Talks Flicks podcast. Guaranteed. And if you're hearing my music as well, I guarantee you they would not be playing my music. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's just say this. Hypnotic's a good movie. The Matrix is a good movie. Truman Show is a good movie. Those movies where the reality is not real are good movies. And let's also say this. If you're hearing the Captain Talk Flicks, if you're hearing my music, yeah, you can definitely say you are not Neo, you are not Ben Affleck and Hypnotic, and you are not the Truman Show, because they will not play my stuff. I'm sure of it. I guarantee you they would not play me, for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've not seen Hypnotic, and you want your mind blown slightly, it maybe won't blow your mind, maybe you see it, but I don't care. I've seen this before, it's something new, it's no big deal. Might be. But some of you might be like me, and some of you might experience this movie and watch it, and then once you walk away, like, bro, it's craziness. And one last thing, it is cool to feel that and think that, of course. But don't get lost in that. Remember, don't get lost in that. You may experience that. You may think that. Maybe you think the world is fake and all that's cool. It's cool to go there and play there and hang out and enjoy it and fantasize and theorize and go with that space. But make sure you reel it back. Make sure you take it back to reality. Make sure you're washing your dishes. Make sure you're cleaning your house. Make sure you're mowing your lawn. Make sure you're paying your taxes. Make sure you take care of your kids. Take care of your wife. Take care of your husband. Do all those things. Make sure you handle your real business, even though you might play a little bit and think it's fake. Because even if the world is fake, these things still have to happen. Guaranteed. So still take care of the business. Even if you are in the Matrix, take care of your business. Take care of what you got to be taken care of. Because it'll get a lot harder if you don't. Guaranteed. So ladies and gentlemen, the film Hypnotic is awesome. I like it a lot. I'll probably buy the DVD or buy the digital or something. I want to add it to my collection. Even though I'm not buying a lot these days, this one I'll probably add to my collection because it just made me think for a moment of time. This microphone stand could be a broomstick. So, ladies and gentlemen, check it out. Thanks for listening. Appreciate guys' gratitude. And until next time, we'll see you. What would you do if you weren't afraid? Sheryl Sandberg. Until next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks Flicks.